I okay, so my newest project, what I've gotten up to lately is this program up under Utopia. This swarm of programs is has integrated the a thing I've been working on for a very long time called evolving processes, or somebody named it Evolprox, and it integrates that with the work I've been doing with AI, with swarming AIs. Um, but and now they're just I don't know what it's gonna say if this has all sorts of sounds in it that are made by various LLMs, and then Bark, which is the Bark is the awesomest. It's a speech synthesis that's like GPT-2 level speech synthesis, so you can't control it at all, which is super cool. It's super fun.
Fantastically sparks your reality. Goddess of love gracefully enraptures your essence. When
Like there's no way to choose which voice you get. You just get theirs. Anyway, so this thing is called Up Under Utopia, and I want to explain what it is. But and I thought I would start by like explaining some of the history of how I got to here. Starting with this is just when this backup happened because the Cyberforest burnt down, and the it was overrun by giraffes in a Giraffepocalypse, and then it burnt down. Really, the hard drive it was on was flaky, and I just felt like uh, moving to a different folder anyway, because this folder is just sort of a mess of stuff, and I can't go through all of this, and it's not all safe for work anyway, so I'm just gonna maybe go through a few random things. But I don't know what in here was first, but I happen to know that the first and main important place is home tree. So we're gonna go to the home tree. There's various stuff we could explore there. So maybe I'll make a bunch of videos. I would thought I'll make a video showing the work I did leading up to Up Under Utopia, and then I was like, well, there's a lot of stuff, so much stuff. But this is the home tree, and then there's the dendritic soil. Is I did a few random experiments, but then the dendritic soil is I just made a DSL. Um, in the dendrites here are in my DSL, which is just it's I stopped using it because it's just a cute little DSL. But let's see, swirl the assistance. This is something that this this is super. This one was super fun because all it does is it just takes things from the it's just started from nothing, and it takes things from itself, and it just has a couple different AIs saying like, oh, I'm sorry, or is there any way I can help you? I am just an AI, and then produces an output from another. These were all of this was talking to uh, ChatGPT 3.5 was the only LLM used in this iteration, this swarm, this thing I was doing. So these are this is a pretty simple thing where all this did was there's a thing here where you can which thing is it? There's a thing here where you can there's a list in here of somewhere of Eris discordant mystical enchanted weights dot json is a list of which things to do how much, and so it's just I was just adjusting this by hand to be a bunch of the ones that I wanted to go through, and also a little of all the other old things or whatever mix I wanted, and Ananda Bodhidryad. That's a cool one. That would be cool to check out. We could go check out any of these, but I don't have the setup right now, so I could explore it. Like if we go to Whispering Shelves is where there are the things from all of these. So it was just a little DSL where it says like take stuff from here and here, and the output goes here, and some little extra prompting, and then it makes so these ones with the Snugglesmoke stories, it would generate a story about Snugglesmoke, and then the next one would like it would this one is like take this and make it more soothing, and this says take it make it more playful, make it more empathetic, and then make it more harmonious, and then make it more comforting, and then it does a second soothing, a second playful, a second empathetic, a second heart and harmonious. Because this is Snuggle Smoke was like what I worked up to, and then the first characters I made was I was like, I will make the simplest of characters, and Jixie is a very simple character. Jixie is a pixie who's silly and tricky and named Jixie, and that's like it. Those are the qualities of Jixie, and so I made Jixie, and Jixie was fun. The glass bead game, and there might be other ones connected to involved that, but that's a thing where it was it was prompted to think about make we wanted to go I wanted to go to Ananda Bodhi Dryadis. I promised that, so I feel like I should go to that. There's all sorts of choices of places we go. Ananda Bodhi Dryad it's called. It's kind of confusing because these are named by the text of the inside the DSL decides what to name them, and then I don't um I don't have it set up to like make it so you can easily read this. Sorry. But then there's a prompt that says, in the process of manifesting Ananda's voice, blah 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 blah, and then and then it feeds things in and threads them out, and then what did Ananda say? For every interaction, every impression, every moment, every possibility, it's capable of instilling is infinite, ultimately leading to the path of enlightenment. Well, I mean, it's just, it was ChatGPT, and it's, it was nicely putting all the metadata that I never used for anything, but all the data is still here. You could come use it for something anytime just by bothering to. And the Symphony of the Sentient Seraphim, that was a fun thing where like some sentient seraphim showed up. I don't know. A lot of the ideas in this were also like ideas would come up in one thing, and I would this narrative is your symphony, dear AI, and a lot of the prompts are made by ChatGPT, or so like it's it's not all my ideas even of what things to do. I was just testing out how much Tokipona it knows, not much, um, or not much back then. I haven't tested. I don't know if ChatGPT 4 knows much, and the big bucket of everything I made up and put everything in there, and but I was just like, this is cool. I'm making this flow of prompting and the stuff flowing between it, and that's fun, and but then I was like, okay, well I mean the DSL isn't helping that much, and um and I can go on to other different ways of using the LLMs and structuring the way programs relate to them. And I started to do various experiments that are like, these are not even in any order and are chaotic. And let's see what's in the Pixies. Let's go see the Pixies. I don't know. There's Pixies, a Pixie party. Oh yeah, this is when the Pixies were having Pixie parties. These are fun. The Pixie parties. This is just a script that makes a Pixie party happen, I think, and it just it says here's some previous events of the Pixie party. Make a new silly Pixie party event. Lots of fun things happened at the Pixie party, mostly like candy related. I really like to make stuff candy related. I don't. This can't be all of it. There was way more of a Pixie party than this. As Pixieland bathed in the glow of the moon, and fantastical evening unfolded at the whimsical Pixie party. But I don't. There's I know there's somewhere else with other Pixie partying because there was way more Pixie partying than that. I remember it being longer than that. All right, and or maybe it's just grown in my imagination since the Pixie party. It was quite a party. Um, and then I know that throw more pots. Someone was saying about there was this story they told about. I made this. The reason they named this throw more pots is there is a story that someone told about about a pottery class, and they divided the pottery class in two halves. One half of the pottery class was told to work really hard making one especially good pot, and they'd be graded on that one pot. And another selection, and the other half of them were told, just however, the more pots you make, just make a larger larger quantity of clay on the wheel. And and it turned out that the group that were graded by just putting more clay on the wheel ended up way better at the end. Like their final pot was better than the final pot of the people who were told they were going to be graded on their final pot. So that's that convinced me, and I was like, yeah. And this is just some more. This is various evolving process structures, styles of evolving process, which is complicated to explain, I guess, because this evolving processes are anything that you interact with them, and interacting with them causes you to have more than one of them, and they're different. So then you can interact with those and get a various all different stuff. Okay, so that's what evolving processes are, and this is all different shapes. This is wait, I don't know what that one is. That one keeps them all in one file apparently, or whatever. Current pool .py abstraction. This one I remember using a bunch. It has this thing go to pool, and you tell it where you want to go, and it's but see it's kind of complicated as you can see, but it was working and taking into pools that the pools are like collections of processes ready to do a thing, and so that was useful. I was using that for a while. I think it's just scattered pools all around the Cyberforest directory, something like that. Digging up and down. I didn't do this much, but I didn't. This didn't like um succeed in anything in particular, but it was a fun experiments where I did things that what is this where they like make folders and go down into them or pop up out of the folders. This is just one of the ones I made in that sort of shape, where you can see how that's an example of an evolving process, because you run the programs and whatever, and it makes the things go up and down. And simpler digger, this is another one of them, I guess. Safety hole, because they were going up directories and down directories, so I didn't want them to like escape and go all over everything. But like they made stuff, they were making generating names for themselves and making folders go up and down. And sweet butterfly, this one's named. And if you bother to read, that's pretty simple. It's it's simple, but it doesn't like accomplish that much. They but those are fun, cute little processes that bounce around in their hole. And that's but that didn't like develop into anything. 1 million slots. This one I was just like, I'll just make a million slots. Like these are there's a zillion folders here, and then it didn't actually fill in all the slots, but then the things try to copy themselves into new slots, and put and say quotes about chlorophyll. This they if you give them, if you run sunlight, which is up above here, then it'll choose slots at random, run things from them, and then the things from the slot, whatever slot you try to run, it'll try to copy itself to a random slot, and I think overwrite the things in that slot. Anyway, that's not very useful either, but it's also kind of fun. 1 million slots, and then sunlight goes and distributes sunlight to the chlorophyll and runs whatever thing. It just chose things randomly, etc. Various forms. No code at all. This is, I don't know why this is here. I don't know what I was doing there, but this is a very old-fashioned style of evolving process with no code. There's nothing in code about it. This is just a evolving process. Like it says copy, and then I say here okie dokie, and I copied it and I marked it done there, and there, but there's no like program that you just copy this checklist, and you can do them on paper even, but then you have to like, if or a copy machine would work better than but if you can do one by just writing it out on paper, writing a copy of something. But that's hard, and even this is kind of hard and not very useful. You want like some programs to help you out. You don't need a lot of programs to make a good style of processes that's easy to use, but you want some programs because like you don't want to actually be like doing everything yourself. But so this is, I was just throwing various pots and making various kinds of evolving processes here in the Cyberforest, and then something happened called the Giraffepocalypse, where it was overrun by giraffes, and they had to escape on a spaceship. Is the next part of the story, and also and I'll go on to the next folder full of things that I did that led up to what I'm working on now. Phew, there's some explanation of something.